This happened over a decade ago when I was 12 years old. I live in a small town in Oklahoma, and in my neighborhood the houses are fairly spread apart, separated by woods. It was a school day, so my grandma picked me up from school and brought me home. This was the first year that I got dropped off at my house alone. Before this, I would just go to my grandma's house after school. I would get dropped off at around 3 p.m. and my parents would be home around 4:30. Not that big of a deal. Today, for some reason, my dad wasn't going to be home until later, around 7. And my mom, a teacher, wouldn't be home until around 8 p.m. because she had parent-teacher conferences at the school. This happened in early fall, so it wouldn't even be dark until like 8:30 p.m. I did what I usually did when I got home. I ran upstairs, got on my Xbox 360, and played Minecraft with my friends. Today, it was just me and my friend Seth. I was playing for about 2 hours when I heard a car door shut in my driveway. No one should have been here until like 7 p.m. My house is set up to where my upstairs has windows that look over my driveway. So with my mic on, controller in hand, I went to the window to see who it was. Maybe my dad got home earlier than expected. I looked outside. It was a red truck. No one I know drives a red truck. That person pulled up to the middle of my driveway sideways, like he owned the place. When I looked out the window, I saw a man with a hat, wearing a big camo hoodie and jeans. It was September, so no one should have been wearing a big hoodie and jeans in Oklahoma. By the time I looked, he was already almost out of view, going up my walkway to my front door. I thought maybe it was one of my dad's friends or someone my dad hired to do something, but he would usually tell me if someone was going to be coming over. Soon after that, I hear a knock at the door, then another. I go to my other window that has a better view of the walkway up to my front door. I see the guy walking back down the walkway. I switch and go back to looking through the windows overlooking my driveway. I'm relaying this all to Seth, still with my mic on. I tell Seth that he's walking back to his truck now. Instead, he walks past his truck and tries to open my garage side door. At this point, my heart sinks. I tell Seth that this guy tried to get into my house. Mind you, it is literally broad day at like 5 p.m. Luckily, it was locked because sometimes we forget to lock it. After he tried the door, he starts walking to my back patio. I drop my headset and I quietly run down the stairs to see what he's doing. I get downstairs and stand behind the wall so I'm not visible from the back door or living room windows. I just listen. I hear him try to open the door. Then I hear a thud. It sounded like he dropped a brick on the ground or something. At this point, I'm more scared than I've ever been. I wanted to call my parents or grandma, but I didn't have a cell phone yet. The only phone in my house was in the kitchen. I would have to cross my living room to get there, and he would be able to see me if I went into there. A few seconds after the thud, I peeked around the corner, and he was gone. I run back upstairs and put my headset back on, telling Seth that he just tried to open the back door as well. As I'm telling him this, I hear a car door shut. This time, when I look out the window, he finally got into his truck. I looked at the truck closer and I noticed the only thing he has in his truck bed was a crowbar and a shovel. He sat in his truck for what felt like a few minutes. During this time, Seth told me to get on my iPod and take a picture of his license plate. He was parked to where I couldn't see it. Then he drove backwards out of my driveway and down the road. A few minutes after he was gone, I went downstairs to see what the thud could have been. I get to the back door and I see the doormat was moved. Both big plant pots had been moved as well. He was looking for a key. We have a hidden key back there too. The key to the back door was under one of the smaller plant pots on a ledge near the door, not the bigger ones that he checked under. I went to the front porch and all the pots looked like they had been moved too. I don't know what I would have done if he was able to find the key, or if he just broke in. When my dad got home, he had a cop come over and I told him what happened and gave him a description. The guy never came back.
Back when I was in the 8th grade, my mom and my brother had to venture out to Guitar Center to get my brother's guitar fixed. This meant that I was going to be home alone for an hour or two, which I was pretty used to. 13-year-old me immediately hopped onto Minecraft. I started playing with 2 of my friends and was talking to them via Skype. It was a sunny day outside, and it was also a school day, so there was nothing to be scared about outside or anything. After about 30 minutes of playing, I heard a loud bang that came from outside. It scared me, but I thought nothing of it. It sounded like it came from my backyard, but I assumed it was just my neighbors working or doing something else. Now the room I'm in has a sliding glass door and windows all around it. I cannot see outside because my mom put the blinds and curtains over every window before she left, just for my safety. I should have gotten up to check what the noise was, but I was pretty focused on whatever I was doing in Minecraft. Another loud bang happened, and this time I was sure it was on our house. I asked my friends in a whisper if they had heard what I said, but my mic didn't pick it up. Then I saw him for the first time. The blinds didn't reach all the way to the floor, so there was about 6 inches of space of the bottom of the sliding glass door that you could see out of. 2 black shoes were all I saw. At this point I'm freaking out. I put down my headset and I'm thinking about what to do. In the midst of me looking into the shoes and figuring out what to do, the window directly behind me smashed. Glass going all over me. The sound of it made my heart come out of my body. I quickly turn around and another man is behind the blinds that were still hanging, but I was still able to see him. He had a crowbar and was wearing a black hat. Without thinking, I made a bolt for the front door, not knowing if he was chasing me or not. I should also mention that I had a really bad leg injury from my track meet the previous day, and it was so bad that I could barely walk. I didn't feel the pain. I had so much adrenaline. I quickly threw open the front door and shut it right away without looking back. I ran across the street to my neighbors and climbed and jumped over their fence, still not noticing how bad my leg was hurting. Knocking on her door frantically for about 15 seconds, she came out, and I just rushed inside and told her to call 911. The police showed up to my neighbor's house within 10 minutes, and I pulled in across the street to where my house was. They went through the entire house and through the backyard, but there was no one there anymore. The police came back to talk to me and said they found a partially smashed bathroom window and partially smashed sliding door, and of course the window completely smashed that was behind me. The 2 guys were never found. The weird thing about the whole thing is that they were breaking into my house in complete daylight, and on a school day. My friends who heard the whole thing through my mic heard the crash of the window, and some faint voices. The whole event freaked me out for the next month, though I did get a lot of popularity in school. I am going to be a senior this year, and now I'm completely over it, thankfully. I even joke about it a lot now.
When I was in 8th to 10th grade, I was extremely involved in this small building server. The average age was probably 15 to 17, and I joined a group of builders and Skyped with them every weekend for hours. We all became close fast and trusted each other enough that we followed each other on Instagram. I became particularly close with one of the builders in my friend group named Peter. Peter was in the same grade as me, and we ended up texting quite a lot. I heard rumors that Peter might have a crush on me. He denied them, which I found laughable because it was the internet, and brushed it off. Everything was fine for a while until something began to feel off when I talked to him. I was starting to constantly catch him telling small lies. This bothered me, so I figured it was time to distance myself from Peter, and I stopped talking to him. Cut to a few months later of no contact, and Peter out of the blue texts me that he's going to possibly be transferring to my high school so he can get in-state tuition for college. Peter's plan is to somehow live completely alone and support himself while in high school. My stomach drops when I read the text, and I know this feels very off. I try to be calm and tell him that his plan is crazy. I tell him that it's oddly convenient that he chose my random suburb. Peter insists that his plan will work, and it's just a coincidence that he's going to my high school. I'm trying to call Peter's bluff and hoping he's just screwing with me because I cut him off. Peter says he bought the plane ticket already and is going to stay in my town and visit some high school in the area. Fear washes over me, and I realize Peter definitely has some very unhealthy attachment to me. Peter was not bluffing, and to my horror, he posts a picture on Snapchat at the airport. Peter asked to meet up while he's there, and I of course decline. Later, I see on his Snapchat story that he's taking a tour of my high school. Peter is taking lots of videos and pictures, probably hoping that I can see. Luckily, I am stuck at home with pneumonia. I spend the next few days on edge and afraid he's going to ring my doorbell at any moment. Luckily, he was not smart enough to find where I live, and he flies home and does not follow his plan. The baffling part was none of my old group on the Minecraft server thought he was doing anything creepy. I felt like I was going crazy for thinking this was weird. I thought my rejection for his meetup and continued no contact would be the end of it, but about 2 years later, and I had just committed to my dream college, I still, stupidly, followed Peter on social media because I wanted some warning if he came in my area. Once again, Peter did. I see him posing in front of the library at my college with the caption saying, Transferring here is definitely the move. Cut to a few months later, Peter finds out I had a boyfriend and directly contacts me for the first time in 2 years. He starts asking strange questions like, will he protect you? I shouldn't have answered, but for some reason I did. I finally blocked him and stopped following him on social media out of fear. He has not tried to contact me since. Definitely made some mistakes because I was young and scared, and I had others telling me it was not a big deal.
This happened a few hours ago, and I'm not scared anymore, just angry my pizza got stolen. In my town, there's a story that a guy has moved into the deep woods close to our town. I never believed it, as I go for night drives occasionally, and never saw him or anything resembling a man that lives in the woods. Anyways, tonight I decided to go for a drive, and drove past a pizza place. Being hungry, I decided to get a pizza before I went home. In my head, I had a plan to eat pizza and play some Minecraft, as I'm in my 2-week Minecraft phase at the moment. I paid for my pizza and started walking to my car with the pizza in one hand and my phone in the other, messaging my friend to see if he wants to play Minecraft when I get home. I look up from my phone across the road to the car park and I see something under my car. It looks like a shadow or something dark. I put my phone in my pocket and pull out my keys. I unlock the car to scare off anything close to the car. I was thinking that it may be a car or a dog just hanging around my car, but when I unlock the car, nothing happens. No cat running away and nobody running away. The shadow looked like it was cast from the driver's side, so I was gonna have to look at what it was whether I wanted to or not. I put my keys away and pulled my phone out again to turn the flashlight on to see better in the dark. As I turn towards the driver's side of my car, I see him. A dirty, naked guy with big eyes staring at me. He was crouched down, trying to hide from me. Now, I don't usually get scared of anything, but this guy scared me. He looked like he rolled around in mud, and it was dried out on his skin. His eyes looked creepy, bloodshot and kind of bulging out of his head, and he was naked. I get startled and jump backwards out of instinct, dropping my pizza in the process. It falls out of its box and onto the floor. I start moving back slowly and shout at him to get away from the car. He looks up at me, then at the pizza, then back at me again. He tilts his head to one side and then jumps towards the pizza. Like a dog, grabs it and starts running away down the road, and I assume he ran all the way to the woods. I wouldn't know where he went, as I didn't feel like following him. I lock my car door and run back to the pizza place and stay there for a bit. The workers obviously don't believe me when I tell them what happened, but I know what I saw. Once the fear subsides after a while, I realize that this guy just stole my pizza. Angry, as I was looking forward to it, as I decide to get another one and run to my car this time. I get in, put the pizza on the passenger side seat, and go home. Once I got home, I locked all my doors and windows. I even locked my bedroom door, as I still feel a little bit scared. I think I'll be playing Minecraft until the sun comes up. Creepy, dirty, naked guy that lives in the woods close to my town, I never want to see you again, because I may have to fight you for stealing my pizza.
Hey all, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 4 horror stories that happened, at least somewhat loosely related to playing Minecraft. I got the idea about this one from a Mr. Nightmare video. It's one of the classic ones, like 7 years old at this point, where it's like 3 horror stories that happened while playing Fortnite or something like that. I remember when that one came out, and that was like really attention grabbing for me. And so, yep, here we are, 4 Minecraft horror stories. Any thoughts on these ones, Sting?
I really like how the last one with the pizza kind of took like a bit of a comedic turn at the end when the narrator realized that he stole his pizza. Something about that just feels so real to me. Like most of these stories, like I don't want to say they're not real, but you can obviously tell like when they're scripted because they try to make it all serious when in reality, like there's some humor in like these situations, you know? Like a creepy naked guy just stole your pizza in the middle of the woods. Like out of context, that sounds like so hilarious. You know, it's creepy, obviously, but
in all fairness,
yeah.
Okay, let's say you're in his shoes, right? Isn't that like a little creepy?
It's really creepy, but like I'm saying, like when you're narrating this, like well after it happened, it's really funny.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know. I feel like none of the stories here were particularly like. I feel or what I'm trying to say is I feel like all of them actually were like really good. Like I liked all these stories. They all had some level of scare to them.
Yeah.
I love that we were able to find one about like my Minecraft boyfriend found me. That's like
I was riveted from start to finish with that one story. Bro.
yeah, like that's like the exact type of thing I was looking for when I was searching the web for Minecraft horror stories.
When we were doing the narration for the Minecraft horror stories, that got me thinking about another well-known game series or game, Roblox, because I think you would know that game, especially in the year of 2026, has been facing a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah, so if you want to see Roblox horror stories, be sure to subscribe and also comment. I want Roblox 10 times. So
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I better see those comments.
We're not making the video.
Or yeah, if there's not 100 comments that say I want Roblox, you can post more than one comment. Make it that is well known. You can post as many as you want. We're not making that video, so it's up to you guys. Anyways,
Yes.
anything else for this video, Terry?
Please comment.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, y'all. See ya.